Smell is so bad, I have to constantly light candles. I love him so much, but I just don't know how to tell him. What would you do in this situation? I'm tired of waking up to caked up sheets. Shame on you men out there who do not wash your penis or your butthole. What's wrong with you? What is, baby? Get some help. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. I want to share with you, this is a story that I stumbled on. This woman's page, her name is Ask Aubrey, and women will send in stories to her for advice. And I have seen so many times women complaining about their partner's hygiene. The man's penis is stink. His butthole is stink. This woman is a married woman, and she said, how can I help my husband with his hygiene? Can I say something that nobody ever wants to say? How is it that you end up married to a man and you didn't know that his genitals stink? You weren't sleeping with him before you said I do. You didn't know if he took showers before you decided to become his wife. I'm sorry. When I hear women who are complaining about their husbands being stink, literally, I can't help but wonder. I know he was stink before you got married. You were sleeping with him. If he didn't wash his penis, you didn't go down on him. You couldn't smell it, especially, or taste it, which is disgusting, especially if he wasn't circumcised. Like, come on now. I'm finding it hard to believe that y'all didn't see these signs out here before you decided to go on and get married to a stink, nasty dude who don't believe in washing his butthole. Caked up doo-doo, juice, and dirt on top of you, with it falling on top of you every time he lays with you and messing up your bed sheets. And you have to do that man's laundry. A lot of y'all do your man's laundry, and I know you saw some stuff in those underwear, some of y'all, before y'all got married. And I'm not saying this to shame women. I'm just trying to understand how so many women out here are wives to men who, you know, he stinks. He doesn't wash his ass, literally. The only time I can see this happening is if you're in some sort of forced arranged marriage and you don't even know what this guy is like. But here in America, y'all are dating, you're sleeping with him, he's at your house, you're at his house. So, okay, let's read what she's saying, because she wants some advice from Aubrey. She says, how can I help my husband with his bad hygiene? She says, my husband is 39. He leaves dirt on the toilet. He isn't wiping correctly. Does anyone have advice on how he can clean up better? I'm tired of buying him new underwear every week. He also doesn't frequently shower. You didn't know this before you got married. Y'all, okay. He uses baby wipes from time to time when he doesn't feel like showering. He had diarrhea one time and decided to go to work after using baby wipes to clean himself up. The smell is so bad, I have to constantly light candles. I love him so much, but I just don't know how to tell him. How the hell doesn't he know? Even his family told me his former partners told him he needs to do better. He tried to do better, but he's still using baby wipes. What would you do in this situation? I'm tired of waking up to caked up sheets, doo-doo on the sheets. How? What kind of man doesn't know that this is a problem? Why would you get with a partner and not think about your hygiene? You're having smecks. Your partner is going down on you. Your butthole is right next to the upper part. You don't think that when you open your legs as a woman, that when a man goes down on you, your ass is right there too? You don't think about washing both the front and the back? As a man, your woman wants to give you head. I have to go down there. You didn't think that I didn't want dirty balls in my face and a stink penis in my mouth or a stank ass right there close to my face. Y'all don't be thinking about this, about your partners or yourself, your hygiene, being with somebody. I blame half the time it's the parents' fault. Half the people who don't wash their ass, they mama, because usually it's the mama. She ain't teach them how to wash their ass as teenagers too. They didn't get on top of them and show them how to wash and that they need to wash and why they need to wash. Even telling them you gonna be with people, you need to wash, or it's gonna get caked up juices, caked up funk, the hair's trapped and stuff. You need to wash that ass. The daddies don't be teaching them how do you have an uncircumcised son and you don't teach your son how to pull back the skin or tell him he has to wash extra cleaner than other men as well. Every man should be washing, period. He has to be extra because that shit stink. And how he gonna have a woman and women ain't gonna want to go down on him. They gonna get infections. You can give your woman BV and all types of stuff because your dick ain't clean, whether you're circumcised or not. A lot of women end up with BV because I've seen women saying every time I was with my boyfriend, he threw off my pH because his dick ain't clean. You've been letting a dirty dick go up in you and you keep catching infections constantly because he's not clean or he don't pull back that damn skin. Nasty. Or maybe he's on top of you, he ain't washing his ass and caked up stuff is falling into your vagina when he's on top of you. A lot of men's dirty nastiness gives women infections as well. Okay? And people will say, well, how don't they know? If your parent or parents didn't teach you how to wash your ass, literally, you've been stink for so long, you can't smell it and you don't know. That happens as well. They've been in the habit of not washing their whole life that they didn't know that it was a problem because nobody raised them to know or show them. And they get used to the smell, and women ain't saying nothing. They're not saying nothing. A lot of y'all out here have stories of being with men at least once in your life whose hygiene was off, okay? Or a man saying it's LGBTQ for me to open up my butt cheeks and wash my funky booty. You don't think that after going number 2 constantly that stuff is caked up and it stinks? You don't have enough respect for me as your partner to know that I'm going to be near your private areas and that you should be clean. As a man, you don't know that. Okay, it wasn't over. She said a little bit more. So the last thing she said is, I'm tired of waking up to caked up sheets. How can you sleep next to your partner and not see that you have streaks of doo-doo on the sheet? You telling me that you don't see that? And you think that that's not a problem? Who raised you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Okay? Now, in some cases, sometimes some people don't wash because of a high state of depression. That can happen when someone is not washing. But you will be shocked how many people don't wash because they mama and daddy didn't teach them the importance of washing and didn't show them how to wash properly. Okay, let's see. My husband's hygiene is bad. I don't know what to tell him. Here's an update. Me and my husband had a long talk. Turns out he's having a hard time reaching areas of his body. I don't know how this is possible when he's only 200 pounds and 6 feet tall. He ain't having no problem. No, he's not. I told him he either tries harder or there will be consequences. Last night when we went to bed, I smelled him again. This morning, I asked him, please take a shower. He showered, but when I went in the bathroom, there was no soap. I smelled him and he reeked of body odor. He reeked of ass. I tried to stop him before work and told him he smelled like pig ass. He got mad and slammed the door. So while he's at work, I'll be moving my belongings into our guest room. Okay? He will stay in our room. I can't take the smell anymore. If he keeps it up, I'll go stay with my sister and my family for a little bit. First of all, I applaud her with her bravery to write this woman. But if I knew her and my life, I would ask her the simple question: when you were dating him, were you sleeping with him? Did you spend the night with him? And you never smelled him while y'all were sleeping together before you decided to become his wife. Like, if someone has bad body odor, that's not something you typically discover after you get married. I knew a woman who told me that a man she was dealing with was smelling of ass, and he wasn't washing his ass. He thought that it was gay to open up his cheeks and wash his ass. And that was an issue. So, and there's a lot of men out there like that who, for some very odd reason, don't think I do number two. I sweat down there. I have a lot of ass hair down there. I'm dating a woman and she's giving me head and I'm on top of her. Um, that's why I've always, when I hear people say that the room smelled of Smex, I always kind of look at that sideways because I'm like, why would there be a smell? I've never had a smell coming out of a room if I had Smex because my ass is clean. Why would there be a smell unless y'all are not clean? What kind of smell are you talking about? The only smell I can think of is some sort of ass smell because why would there be a smell all over the room unless y'all private areas are not clean? I'm shocked how many people don't wash before knowing they're going to have smecks. It's common for a lot of people. And I'm not saying that to be mean, but if I know a man is coming over my house, I'm getting in the shower. It doesn't matter if I took one earlier. If I'm going on a date, I'm taking another shower. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, how do you end up in the habit of sleeping with somebody and being with them and spending the night? And eventually, I would think that you would see that they're not clean. And as a woman, there are signs to a man's hygiene. I'm going to tell you right now some signs, okay? Whew, I wrote it down. Some signs that you're dealing with a man with bad practices. You can look at his ears. If his ears have caked up earwax, he doesn't wash his ears. That's a sign. If his fingernails are caked up with dirt, and you can see the dirt, that's a sign. If he keeps long fingernails, that is a sign. I mean, the only time a man can get away with dirty nails is if he's a mechanic. Other than that, if you go over his house and there's a ring around his toilet, that's a sign. If you look in his tub and there's a ring around the tub, that's a sign. If you go in his bathroom and you notice that there is no soap or no wash rag or no sort of loofah or something to wash with. And there are some men who do, they'll say, well, I do wash, but they use their hand. Baby, you need to scrub your penis. Get that caked up stuff up off your penis. You need to wash under the head. If you're uncircumcised, Lord knows you got to, no, you gonna, no, you need to scrub and wash and pull that damn thing back. You need to wash your balls, the area between your balls and your butthole, Open it up and clean it and all of that. You have hair and all that stuff. I'm getting graphic with this video because it's not a game. It is that serious. His clothes are always wrinkled. He doesn't even iron any of his clothing. If you're dealing with a man and all of a sudden you keep getting BV or you keep smelling like fish when you dating him, you never had that problem before, it's because he's not washing his penis correctly and he keeps infecting you over and over and over again because he's not clean or his balls are not clean. And when he's with you and slapping against you, that caked up stuff on his balls is getting on you. So that, I mean, how I got to keep it real with today's video. So you need to look at all of that when you are dating a man, or he comes home from the gym and he's really sweaty. You just have to look. You have to look at if he washes. Does he take 2 showers a day? Does he wash knowing that he's going to get some head, or we're going to have some smecks? Does he feel the need to wash? It's disgusting men who cheat, who don't wash another woman's juices off of them, then come back to you and try to do that to you. Next thing you know, you got an infection because some other woman's juices is up on you. Disgusting. all that stuff. You got to be a good mama. You got to be a good mama. There's a lot of women, y'all are washing the kids. You're the teacher of the kids. Are you showing your children, both the boy and the girl, how to wash that ass? Or even when they're teenagers, still teaching them and talking about it and telling them why in these sort of situations. All of that. If you don't know how to wash an uncircumcised penis, then circumcise your damn son. I don't play that with that uncircumcised stuff. Get mad if you want to. No, I don't believe in FGM because that's not natural for a girl. Boys, imagine a world with no access to water and soap. Within one day, that thing is going to smell like who did what. And if he has smecks, you're going to catch an infection. That smegma and all that other stuff is just different. If you don't know how to deal with it and wash it and be on top of that, you better learn or circumcise your damn son. So, even if you do know, you should still circumcise him, in my opinion. But y'all, that is it. That is it for today's video about hygiene. Oh my goodness. I'm sure some of you have some stories that you'll share in the comment section. Stop marrying men who stink. Stop dating men who stink because they're not going to listen to you. They're going to catch an attitude like her husband did. Can you imagine a man saying, my wife left me because I wouldn't wash my penis and my ass? And I became stink like a hog pen and butthole, and my wife couldn't take it no more. How are you having sex with this man? Aren't you scared of catching BV and you gonna end up funky down there because he funky, or him on top of you and he stink like that? That's disgusting. So, and what, shame on you men. Shame on you men out there who do not wash your penis or your butthole. What's wrong with you? What is, baby, get some help. It's not too late if you can acknowledge you got a problem and get you a wash rag or a loofah or whatever and go to town, baby, and start to scrubbing with that soap and water and rinsing and pulling back that skin. Get it handled now. Show some respect to your woman. What makes you think we want to deal with that? I know you don't want to deal with me being funky, so I don't want to deal with it either. So that is it. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you later. Please do better.